I have been working on this question of climate change for years. The planet is running a fever. There are no emergency rooms for sick planets. The climate crisis is a national security, health, economic, and moral issue. The question that we have to deal with is whether or not we are going to take the action which is necessary. I've been working on all these issues throughout my career, increasing fuel economy standards. That's a law I was able to get passed in 2007 that Ronald Reagan rolled back. Increasing the efficiency of appliances, which we use in the United States. That's another standard that Donald Trump had his Department of Energy sit on their hands. And the only comprehensive climate bill to ever pass a chamber of Congress. In 2009, by 219 to 212, my bill passed to reduce greenhouse gases by 80% by the year 2050. And so what I decided to do is kind of change my approach and realize that we needed to inject some more political energy into the issue. So I introduced with Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez the Green New Deal in February of 2019, which she and I just reintroduced a couple of weeks ago on the US Capitol grounds. And that resolution has become a revolution in mobilizing all sectors of our society, especially young people, to rise up, get involved, protect our planet and its people now and for generations to come. So ultimately, the Green New Deal is really about intersectionality of environmental justice, healthcare justice, racial justice. And we know who has been disproportionately impacted. It's the poorest people in the United States. It's the poorest people around the planet. And we have an opportunity right now to do something about it. It's a driver of recurring droughts, food insecurity, migration, destructive weather systems, health problems, and resource competition. Ignoring science, ignoring Mother Nature, and avoiding bold action on this issue is a losing strategy for all of humanity and poses a national security risk for the United States, around the world, but for too many countries around the world as well. So the United States, as we know, can't solve this climate crisis alone. The United States and China are the two largest contributors of climate pollution, with China now responsible for more than a quarter of global emissions each year alone. But remembering that so much of the CO2 up in the atmosphere is red, white, and blue. Much of the CO2 that was emitted from the boat coming over from Ireland that my grandmother and grandfather were on is still up there in the atmosphere. It's cumulative. So the United States and China have to solve this problem. We have to agree. And because we're the two wealthiest countries in the world by GDP, because we're two of the most innovative countries, we have a chance to partner to do something big historically for the planet. And while we have very serious policy disagreements, we are not in a Cold War with China. We have to continue to oppose China and its government's horrific human rights abuses, authoritarianism, and aggressive meddling in the Indo-Pacific region. But we also have to embrace the reality that a climate change policy that doesn't include China is no policy at all. Our very existence depends on this global challenge and cooperation between our countries. And together, the United States and China can and should lead the international green revolution that we so urgently need to meaningfully combat climate change.